Hello and welcome to our predictions for WWE Evolution, which is happening this Sunday. Yes, that's this Sunday. You probably won't have guessed that, having watched Raw and SmackDown this week. I watched every WWE show this week, and I think 205 Live was the one that gave the women's division the most airtime. Yeah, it's been a pretty... everything around WWE has been a mess recently. The whole Crown Jewel stuff, the lack of kind of build and care being put into the promotion of Evolution. There wasn't a single women's match on SmackDown this week in the go-home show to the first ever WWE Women's pay-per-view. That's a pretty torrid state of affairs from WWE. But nonetheless, we are all going to give our predictions. Myself, Dan, Rick, Connell, Taylor, and possibly Charlie, maybe. I don't know yet, because we're really organised in that. In fact, on Taylor's actually diverted his predictions to his girlfriend, because he just wants to show off that he has one, and make everyone else feel sad and lonely, and because it's Evolution and that. So we're going to see how that goes. I don't think there's anything else we really need to say. We're going to give our predictions. Connell is our current predictions champion. He is kind of on top of the leaderboard after our SummerSlam and NXT, whatever the TakeOver Brooklyn 4. We didn't do any for Super Showdown because we're really organised. I think that's everything you guys need to know. So let's just get into our predictions. Why not? Sasha Banks, Bayley and Natalya versus the Riot Squad. Yeah, this one was announced actually just before Raw on Monday. Sasha Banks has only just come back from an injury, but it's still like a thrown together, just kind of a bit of a naff excuse of a match, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's potentially better than all 6 of these being in the Battle Royal. The Riot Squad have been quite prominent on Raw recently. I think they're going to give the win to the baby faces. Sasha Banks and Bayley are obviously like 2 of the faces of the women's division. Natalya is regarded as one of the best wrestlers in the women's division. Whether that's true or not, that's up in the air. I disagree. But anyway, that's another story. Yeah, Sasha Banks has only just returned. I think they'll give them the win. There's no real reason for the Riot Squad to win, apart from the dead good, but WWE doesn't really care about that. I'm going to go with the baby faces.
The Riot Squad versus Sasha, Bayley, Natalya. Raw match, just thrown on a pay-per-view. Don't really know who wins, don't really care who wins, but I will say that Sasha, Bayley and Natty take this win.
Sasha Banks team versus the Riot Squad. I think that Sasha Banks team is going to win because I really like Sasha Banks, but I really hate Bayley.
Stephanie McMahon.
Trish Stratus and Lita versus Mickie James and Alexa Bliss, or possibly Alicia Fox. Yeah, so this match is pretty much still a little bit up in the air because apparently Alexa Bliss suffered a concussion at a weekend house show last weekend, so she might not be cleared for Sunday. If so, then that's a pretty awful thing, and yeah, I do have to feel for Alexa there. But rumour is that Alicia Fox is going to be put in her place, which means we get to see Lita versus Alicia Fox, and let's be honest, that's what dreams are made of. But in all seriousness, I think Trish and Lita are going to win regardless of whether it's Alexa or Alicia. I think they're going to give Trish and Lita the kind of the what's the word? I have completely forgotten what that word is. Good. Nostalgia, that's the one. The nostalgic win, because there are reports that they're looking to have them as a tag team in the future. So I think Trish and Lita are going to get the win. Mickie and Bliss don't seem to be doing anything of note. Don't really need the win. Yeah, Trish and Lita for this one.
Alexa Bliss and Mickie James against Trish Stratus and Lita. I am recording this on Wednesday, and there are rumours that Alexa may be taken out of this match. That doesn't change my prediction at all, even if Alexa is out for Alicia Fox, because I think Trish and Lita are going to win regardless. But there is more of a chance Alexa gets the win if she's in the match.
The besties best for business, Stratus and Lita versus Bliss and James. I believe Alexa Bliss and Mickie James are winning this match. Many believe that the nostalgia act of Trish and Lita is winning, but I believe they are putting the young girls over or in this case, young plus old girl over, because that's how it's supposed to be, right?
No, I'm just gonna say, I think, right, that Alexa Bliss isn't actually injured and she's just gonna come out and bang everybody out and be like, damn bitch, you thought I was dead and I'm not, ha! And then win. Cool, sorted, done.
I believe you're wrong.
Stephanie McMahon.
The quote historic end quote women's battle royal. And why does it say women's battle royal? Of course it's women's battle royal. It's on Evolution, you dingbats. Anyway, yeah, the battle royal. I don't care, to be honest. I really couldn't give two damns about this match. I think possibly Nia Jax. She's kind of the most mainstream out of everyone in this match, and along with Ronda and the Bellas, I think she's like the most mainstream women's roster member that they have. She won a People's Choice Award. I think this is just going to be a bit of a celebration of that. There's loads of Hall of Famers in there. Alundra Blaze, can't be asked to think of any of the other ones. But yeah, I'm going to go with Nia Jax. Again, I don't really care at all.
The historic Women's Battle Royal on the historic Women's Pay-Per-View. This one I can't easily predict. It could easily be someone new from NXT. I don't think it's going to be Asuka, but my actual prediction will be Peyton Royce, because I think later on we'll see that a face SmackDown champion will need a heel challenger.
Battle Royal to future WWE Women's Championship opportunity. I believe this one will be won by, I don't know, I don't really care, because we all know nobody is actually winning the title off of that. But probably Asuka. I would say it might be Asuka with an eventual heel turn after that.
Women's Battle Royal. I think that Billie Kay is going to win because she looks really cool and I didn't know anybody else on there.
Stephanie McMahon.
Toni Storm versus Io Shirai in the Mae Young Classic 2018 final. So I'm going to be completely honest, I haven't watched the Mae Young Classic. I don't really know a whole lot about these two. Most people will probably think that I am a naff excuse of a human being for that, but all I can do is apologise. I do have a life. But Toni Storm, she's in NXT UK. NXT UK has just started. Maybe getting the win in the Mae Young Classic will be a way to get more eyes on that or something, potentially, maybe. Or maybe I've also just made myself look stupid. I don't know. I don't care. Toni Storm.
Mae Young Classic finals, Toni Storm, Io Shirai. Not really much expectation from this one. I just think Toni Storm is going to win it because she is being hyped up as like the face of the NXT UK women's division. Plus, I don't think they want to have two Japanese winners 2 years in a row.
The Mae Young Classic final, here's my prediction. It's going to be Toni Storm versus Io Shirai. And I believe Toni Storm is picking up the victory because she absolutely deserves it.
I think that Toni Storm's going to win because I can't pronounce the other one's name. She looks cool.
Stephanie McMahon.
Kairi Sane defending the NXT Women's Championship against Shayna Baszler. So I'm going to be honest, I've not really been keeping up with NXT that much lately. But I watched the Go Home show and there was really barely any mention of this match at all. There was no in-ring promo between either of them. So it's a bit of a guess, and I might be making myself look a bit silly, but I think Shayna is possibly going to end up getting called up very soon. Kairi hasn't had the title for very long at all. I think Bianca Belair is kind of being positioned as the next challenger in the women's division, and I think Bianca Kairi makes more sense than Bianca Shayna, so for that reason I'm going to go with a Kairi Sane retention.
Kairi Sane, Shayna Baszler. It's pretty straightforward. Kairi, I think, is just going to win it because they just put the belt on her, and I think Shayna is obviously going to come up soon.
Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler. For the NXT Women's Championship, I believe that Kairi Sane is retaining because Baszler is totally going up to the main roster very soon.
Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane. Did I say that right? Yeah! I think that... Which one's the one with the elbow drop? I think that Kairi Sane's gonna win because she has a cool finishing move. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Stephanie McMahon.
Becky Lynch defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair in a last woman standing match. And no, it is not the first ever last woman standing match. It is not even the first ever WWE last woman standing match, so don't let them trick you into thinking that it is. Now, a few weeks ago, cynical me would have said, oh, they're just going to put it straight on Charlotte Flair, or back on Charlotte Flair rather. But Becky, I think, honestly, has actually probably done enough to kind of warrant Vince and co thinking that she's good enough to hold on to the title a little bit more. I don't know who her next challenger is going to be, possibly Asuka. But, there's reports going around that Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey is off as the WrestleMania main event. Obviously, that doesn't really tie into this match. But, yeah, I actually think Becky is going to retain in this one. Yeah. Could come back to bite me, that one.
Charlotte versus Becky, last woman standing, second time ever. This one is really a case of whether I want to follow my head or my heart. And because Becky is carrying the cracked jaw, and they do have a tendency with Charlotte to flop the titles back over. So I do think Becky will win it back, but my gut feeling is telling me Charlotte's going to take it.
Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. I believe Becky Lynch is retaining the SmackDown Women's Championship here because she's on such a roll, and there are multiple wrestlers who can take her on after the feud with Charlotte is done. Nobody wants to see Charlotte as champion at this time.
Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. Becky Lynch is gonna win because she's a fucking monster.
Stephanie McMahon.
Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. I think this is probably one of the more obvious ones to call off the whole event. I think this is going to close the show, and for that reason they're going to go with the big babyface finale of Ronda Rousey retaining, possibly in dominant fashion. I can't see Nikki getting too much offense in. Obviously Brie Bella will be there at ringside. God forbid Stephanie McMahon might get involved. But I think it's a pretty safe bet to think that Ronda Rousey is going to retain, and she's going to be standing tall at the end of the pay-per-view.
Nikki versus Ronda, I think they just did mainly because Nikki is a mainstream reality star and Ronda is the biggest name they have, so technically on paper this is the biggest match they can do to main event this pay-per-view. Might not be the best match, but I think Ronda is obviously still going to win it. I don't see the point of them taking the belt off Ronda this soon.
Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. Winner Ronda Rousey, because I don't see any way that Rousey is losing the title at Evolution.
Ronda. I'm sorry.
Say Rousey.
Ronda Rousey versus Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella's gonna win because I low-key want to beat her. There we go. Done.
No, you don't.
I do. Look how pretty she is. Wiggle, wiggle. And she gets to date John Cena.
What the fuck?
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Stephanie McMahon.
And that wraps up our predictions for WWE Evolution this Sunday. Let us know yours in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed the entertainment we just brought you. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're new around the channel, perhaps you've just found this video searching for Evolution Predictions or whatever, have a look around. We've got some quality content on offer. Sometimes we're really getting back into the swing of things now. It's going quite well. So any kind of feedback, engagement we can get from you guys, the viewers, really, or the visionaries, is what we're going to call you, because of the whole WrestleVision thing. Yep, that's creative and stuff. Anyway, yeah, any engagement you can give us and feedback and everything is massively appreciated. Go and follow us on Twitter at WrestleVisionYT. On Twitter, you'll get the quickest video notifications if you follow us over there. You know, we have it all synced up, so as soon as a video uploaded, it is instantly on Twitter as well. So that's the kind of the quickest way you'll get to watch our videos, and what better way to spend your life. We also do a daily poll now, which is a neat little thing, just a poll a day about a specific topic that is prevalent on that particular day in the world of professional wrestling. It's really nice to get some conversations going over there. I don't think there's anything else left to say really. Just make sure you do all the general like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Stay tuned for more. Let us know your thoughts on Evolution, and we will see you next time.
Stephanie McMahon.
Cheers, Jeff.